All right. Good morning, Ben.
Hello, everybody. We're coming to you from Black Wolf CrossFit with the 2019 update show for the CrossFit Games Open here at Black Wolf. I am joined by Joelle and our newest addition to the team, Miranda. It's good to have you guys with me.
Good morning, Ben.
Morning.
It was an exciting weekend for the Open. So we did skip 19.1 in terms of the update show because we didn't have the team had not yet come together. But now that we are united and it feels so good, we'll be doing this every Monday for this week plus 3 more weeks for the duration of the Open. We had 19.2 released last week on Thursday night, and it was a good one. It was. Can someone confirm? And I think Miranda would know more than Joelle. Miranda, this was a repeat, right?
This was a repeat.
Yes, Joel, it was.
Do you remember what it felt like in, what was it, 2016?
2016, yes. I honestly don't remember doing this workout, though.
Okay.
I don't think I started the Open until 2017.
Okay.
So,
That's why I didn't think you would know, so I'm glad you were so
Yeah.
confident in your response. All right, so officially, you're not on the microphone, so you cannot speak. All right, so officially, it was a repeat, but with most of our athletes, this is their first or second Open, so they're kind of in the same boat as the rest of the couch, where it doesn't matter if it's a repeat because it was new to them. So for those that don't know, since Joelle's fidgeting right now, I will go over what the workout was, and it was one of Dave Castro's favorite ideas, which is give them a time frame in which to potentially complete a task and dangle the carrot of more time to work if you were to complete that amount of work. And so in this case, you basically had 2 rounds inside of the 8 minutes. And the rounds began with 25 toes to bar, 50 double unders, and then 15 cleans. Now, there were many different weights, okay? But basically the premise is the 25 toes to bar and the 50 double unders remained the same and always repeated, with the cleans reducing repetitions by 2 each time and increasing weight by about 20 to 30 pounds, depending if you were RX or scaled, depending male, female. There were bigger jumps, smaller jumps. But premise was cleans went down in repetitions while getting heavier in weight, while you still had to be able to work out 25 toes to bar and 50 double unders per round. So I am going to throw this to Joelle because we had really our first Open test with high skill. And so last week with the 19 calorie row and 19 wall balls, 19 calorie row, it was low skill. Everybody was able to complete that task. Maybe the weight was heavy. Maybe there was a challenge, but it was maybe a strength component that prevented you, meaning not being able to get a 20-pound ball to a 10-foot line. So you had to scale, but you were able to complete the workout to some degree. This workout, you very literally could have found yourself staring at the pull-up bar for 8 minutes or staring at your jump rope for 8 minutes. So, Joelle, all in all, kind of as a summation of the group or of the event, can you take her microphone since she's been handing it to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who's mic to
How do you think it went in terms of the athletes? Because obviously you could also pick these scaled movements. The scaled movements being a hanging knee raise in place of toes to bar and a single under with no additional reps in place of double under. So how do you think it went in terms of athletes choosing the RX versus choosing the scale and taking on those challenges versus maybe those choosing, hey, I literally will not get a toes to bar. So I don't want to stand still for 8 minutes.
I think we had a good display of everyone doing both parts. So I mean, like you said, there were people who could not do like toes parts. Say like that wasn't in their wheelhouse whatsoever. They weren't in contention. Like maybe get it. Like some people get their first toes bar here and there and there. Like some people were not allowed, were unable to do the movement. So them doing it scaled was the right call, and I do think they did a great job of the scaled movements. I think they did a great job of that because like hanging knee raises like that allowed people to actually get a workout in and not like get a shot. Well, maybe they did. Maybe you might have gotten a shot to your ego with the scaled version. But the scaled version, it seemed like a very fun workout. Like I could see us doing that for like just to do it, just as a work. Because it's a good workout. And then those that went RX some people got stuck in that first round and they accepted it. Like we have a good group of people here that were not like too impacted, like too much. Like, oh man, I really sucked. It's like, no, you did RX, and like we had some people do all the toaster bar in a workout, in a round, and all the double unders in a round for the first time.
Right.
In that workout, and that was very big for some, and that was pretty cool. So I mean, I think it went well, really both ways. There are probably some people who could have done the workout RX and gotten stuck, but that wasn't what they wanted to do. And
Right.
again, I think the open should be allowed to people having fun with it. It shouldn't be too serious to where like, hey, if you got 5, you're gonna stay under that bar forever. I think you should have that choice to go either which way, but I also don't think that you should do scaled because it's the easier one.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, you and I spoke about that on the podcast on Friday,
Yes, right.
about athletes going scaled because they were going to get 20 minutes in versus going RX and getting 8 minutes in, and where that line was. And I agree with you. I think that for the most part, most people made a great decision. As like logistically, watching someone work for 20 minutes when most people finish in 8, I was like, okay, this is trouble. But it honestly, it added to the environment and the energy.
Yeah.
And we will get to some of those stories. But go ahead and toss that mic over to Miranda, because this night was kind of a special night. It was my birthday, okay? But and so there was like literally decorations. We had a theme. The theme was Disney. We can go into detail on why that is, especially for someone like Miranda, like who literally, her and Robert walked in for the first time since arriving in Houston to just a display of Disney and a bunch of people in a gym. So Miranda, upon arrival, and now you didn't literally like step out of the car from Kenosha. Y'all had been here for one night. But upon arrival, what was it like walking into the chaos that was 19.2, or the start of Friday Night Lights for 19.2?
It was awesome. I mean, that's what the Open is all about, I think, is that energy, and walking in kind of at the same time as you, which was pretty awesome, and everyone cheering and seeing all the balloons and everyone dressed up. Like, that's all you can really ask for the Open, is just that incredible energy, and that's what ultimately leads people to do their best and kind of do things that maybe they thought they weren't capable of in the workouts anyways. So I thought that was definitely special.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it seems silly that something like costumes can change something, but I do think, to me, watching how many people were willing to dress up, I mean, from Zach, who, I mean, look, Zach's a grown-ass man with a beautiful wife and 2 kids. That's a grown adult, and he dressed up like Olaf, like a homemade Olaf outfit, to Joel Balderas, who is a grown-ass man. He's an attorney, and he's running around like a stripper. I mean, and he's dressed as Mickey Mouse. I have a great Polaroid with him. It did add to the energy because it led, I believe you're spot on that it did lead to some of the specific events that we're going to talk about, the celebrations of people overcoming things. But real quick, for both of you, so kind of share the mic here, do we have a favorite outfit?
I thought Maddie's outfit was really cute.
It was really cute.
It was like the pink version of Minnie Mouse.
Yeah, Madeline Garcia, our team member Maddie, she dressed up, that tutu, everything.
That was all like within a few days as well.
Yeah. I think you have to mention Elle's Tinkerbell.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Elle's
too.
Tinkerbell.
She had glitter flying during those toaster bar.
Yes, she did. Yeah, it was very, very magical. Some great outfits. And then, of course, the food. Joel Balderas, again, brought the barbecue out, had some boys out there grilling up the whole time, and we're grateful for that. And then the cake. I still didn't. My mom bring the cake. Nobody's told me where the cake came from, but birthday cake arrived, and it was delicious. And so we were set for a great night. The energy and support was at an all-time high, and I mean, we've had some pretty epic nights here, but I would say that was either our best or one of our best. And so let's get to what actually took place. Pretty early on, I mean, Dominique was Heat 1 or Heat 2? Doesn't really matter, but at some point, Dominique is the last athlete on the floor. She did take on the scaled workout, and we believe she operated for the full 20 minutes. And so watching her approach that bar, Neil deGrasse Tyson be ashamed of you. Watching her approach that bar, I don't remember if she missed a lift. I think she maybe missed her first try, and then she just started digging them out. And I don't know. I mean, how did y'all feel? What was that like? I know y'all were warming up because you two both went in heat 3. But were y'all able to kind of ride off of that energy during the warm-up, or were y'all already kind of in your zone?
So pumped.
You don't have the microphone, so make sure
That's why I yelled. I know it had to have picked up that yell. It had to have. I was excited. I was pumped. Like that, seeing that, like that was awesome. Like everything stopped. All eyes were on Dominique. Everyone was in front of her cheering, hoping she would make each and every one of those lifts, every attempt. She may have missed 1 or 2. I'm not sure. That doesn't count. What matters is everyone was there, and I have like the perfect picture for it too. I mean, even Zach commented on it like an hour ago. Right there, like that's a display. Like, should I walk away with it? I don't know. No one could see it, but
no,
you have a crowd of people in front of Dominique. She's under the bar. She's standing up. Everyone's yelling. Like this building was just electric.
That's a great photo. That's such a good photo.
It was nuts.
You know, something else I remember, and Miranda had mentioned this, was, Miranda walks in and she's got a judge heat 1, and she had Greg, and the beauty of Greg was, as he's moving, he's not concerned about going faster. He's like, hey, am I doing all right? Are my reps good? Is the quality right? Am I doing it correctly? And I think that just speaks to how great that was. What was that? And kind of your first introduction to our athletes, and especially someone like Greg, who I don't believe was here when you were here. So I don't think you would even mention him, which is also the beauty of how we run the Open, where you might be counting for someone you don't know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the first impressions I even had coming here, was that everyone moved really well, and you could tell that they really cared about their form. And so I thought that was really cool that, he was doing his squat cleans, where he mostly did like a power clean and then wrote it down into the bottom of a squat. But I was like reminding him how many he had left, and he was like, well, how's my form though? Like, what's my form looking like? And so then I kind of threw in a couple tips there to help him out, keep his chest up a little bit more. But that was really cool. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, our people, he specifically, the humility of spirit is so appreciated here, but he does kind of represent, the greater group, which is they do want to make sure they're moving well. And we've all been in gyms and environments where that is not the priority. The priority is like, why did you rep me? That should have counted. It's like, bro, you didn't get close to parallel.
Right, and especially in the Open too. And I think there can be a lot of debate in the Open this year because it is so different than it's been in the past. But with the way CrossFit is kind of going, where it's more of like the general population and more focused on like health overall and not so much competition, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of that in things like the Open, which obviously is a good thing. But I know some people are obviously upset that the Open is different. And with workouts like last week, 19.1, where it's one where essentially everyone can do it. Right. Some of the more competitive people are like, well, throw stuff in there that not everyone can do, so there's both sides, and some people get upset. But I think overall it's a good way that CrossFit is going more towards general health and overall wellness and all that. And so I think we may start seeing some more of that in the Open as well, of more focus on form.
It'll be fascinating to see the evolution of the Open now that it's no offense to whoever wins it, but it's purposeless as far as the games goes. Meaning, if you're that top guy or top girl in the country, and in every country, so like one person, then great, it's very powerful for you. Mm-hmm. But for 99% of the participants, it really is just about community. It's about what your gym puts on. And so if the gym's not doing something special, Joel and I are aware of a gym locally that we're judging one of the athletes for, because there's nobody there that took the judges course. There's nobody that, because it's different now, they saw no reason to take part in it. Right. And I have another gym that one of the side businesses was working with, and he was talking about how ridiculous the Open is now and how it's just too much work for him. And so if anybody wants to do it, he'll let him do it, but he's not going to promote it. And it was just, the opportunity is missed. I mean, nobody's complained about the work more than me. Nobody's complained about the logistics and managing the number of people more than I have. But we will still do it every year, because the opportunity for the community to come together, the opportunity for you to be in front of people when you are an athlete that would probably not compete, probably never be on that stage. It's so empowering.